morning, Year 1. How are you? Did you have a good sunny weekend? Wasn't the weather wonderful? For this week's remote learning or home learning, we're going to be, first of all, in speaking and listening, reading the Saida the Pirate Princess story. And you're going to talk about the story with your adult. So you are going to find out which characters did you like best and why. Did anything surprise you about the story? And what did Saida learn by the end of the story? You've got 3 speech bubbles there to fill in. Your second activity, speaking and listening, is sing along. You know how much I like to sing in beach class. So you're going to join in with the rhyme, When I Was One. When I was one, I sucked my thumb the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard the pirate ship and the captain said to me, we're going this way, that way, forwards and backwards over the Irish Sea. A bottle of rum to fill my tum and that's the life for me. Something like that, okay. And for your reading task this week, always activity 1, you've got Bug Club. Do keep using it, it is fantastic. And I'm checking if you need new books. So if you have run out of books, get your adult to email me and then I'll add some more for you. Your second activity is to look at the Saida the Pirate Princess booklet on pages 3 and 4, and there are some comprehension questions or a quiz. So question number 1 on the quiz is, how did Saida like to spend her days? Now your challenge with the quiz questions are to make sure you answer with a capital letter, remember those finger spaces, and at the end of your sentence you need your full stop. For your writing task this week, you're going to be writing your own version of the Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch. I'm thinking about other jobs where people look after something. You could have a lighthouse keeper, you could have a beekeeper, you could have a zookeeper, a bookkeeper. So, I want you to think about what could the problem be in your story? Something to do with something taking someone's lunch. Or could they be taking something's breakfast or dinner? How would you solve the problem? First of all, what I'd like you to do is to draw a story map for your story. If you have a look at mine, I've decided to call my story The Zookeeper's Breakfast. So here we've got Joe the zookeeper, and every morning his wife makes him a delicious breakfast to take in and eat at work. But those cheeky monkeys at the zoo keep on stealing his bananas. Poor old Joe the zookeeper gets really cross. On Monday they take his bananas, on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. But then they come up with a plan. They hatch a cunning plan. They think they're going to put some chilli onto the bananas. I think that will stop those pesky monkeys from stealing them. The monkeys taste the chilli bananas and say yuck, and they go off to find someone else's breakfast to go and eat. And then we end up with Joe, the very happy zookeeper, who can continue to enjoy his bananas in his breakfast. So activity 1 is to plan your own story and draw a story map. And then activity 2 is where you're going to start to write your story. So use the Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch story as a guide. So your title would be, for example, The Beekeeper's Lunch or The Zookeeper's Breakfast. I'd like you at the beginning of your story, remember your back to front test, I'd like you to think about who are the characters, where is the setting for your story, and think about the animal that might be linked to that setting. So I've chosen a monkey because the zookeeper works at a zoo. If you were thinking of a beekeeper, I'm trying to think of what animal might want to try to get something that a beekeeper has. I know that bears like honey. Maybe there's a bear that lives in the woods and they want to steal the beekeeper's honey. Take your time with writing the story. You need to think of a clear beginning at the top of your S. In the middle is where your problem is. And at the end is how you solve the problem. Have fun with it, guys, but remember this should take you about 2 or 3 days. And then maybe even 4, to be honest, because you need to do some illustrations to go with your story. In maths this week, you're going to continue working on numbers to 100, and we're using the vocabulary more than, less than, greater than, and less than, and fewer. So, you're going to compare numbers. So if, for example, you had the number and the other number, I want you to compare these two numbers. So this number over here, it's got 6 tens and 6 ones. I'll draw that in a bricks and sticks. 6 tens, 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And over here we've got 43. So this number has 4 tens and 3 ones, 43. How could we compare these two numbers? We could say 66 is what then 43? It's greater than 43 because it has 6 tens and 43 only has 4 tens. And then you'd compare the ones. So you could write greater than. Can we remember the symbols that we would use? So greater, if you look at the video that I've put on, I've put the Number Alligator song on. The number alligator eats the number that is greater. So 66 is greater than 43. So you're going to have a go at comparing numbers first, and then you're going to be using the symbol. So greater than, and then the other way is less than. So the crocodile turns his tail to the smaller number. So I would say 43 is less than 66. Have a go at the different activities. They're taken from your Power Maths books. So they look something like that. So you're going to, first of all, find out what the number is, and then you're going to compare them, and you're putting your symbol in the circle. Okay, that's it for your core subjects. I'll do another video for your foundation subjects. See you in a bit.